Okay, so let's take a look at how you can install Anaconda's Python edition in Mac OS. So when you go to anaconda.com, you will find that it shows you the download option for Mac. Okay, so we'll take a look at its some of the edition first. The open source one is known as individual edition. So this is the edition that we will be downloading. Now when we go to the page, you will find that it shows you the version with its respective Python bundler, Python 3.9. As you can see, it will also show you that it is 515 MB of installer. So clicking on this download should start your download. Now if we minimize this and go to downloads folder to open it, and let's say if I want to open this particular package with package installer, click on that, and here you see this package will run a program to determine if the software can be installed. So click continue, and now here you see you will be guided through the steps necessary to install this software. Click continue. Now you can read through important information on packages. Then you will have to also read the license. Right now you can scroll all to the bottom after reading, then click continue. Now here it will ask you to agree to the license. Right now you can ask it to install for entire computer or only for yourself. So install only for you or install on specific disk. It will tell you to choose your entire disk. Click continue. Then you can also change the location if you want. Click install. The first thing it should be asking you here is typing in your password. Right, click install software. Then it should go through installation, file writing, and then verification, and it will come out with success message. It will also ask you whether you should be installing that PyCharm ID. Now next it will ask you to try PyCharm ID. Okay, you can look through that and click continue. Now the installation is successful. You can close this installer, right? And if you want to move the installer to bin, you can do so. Right now we can go to Launchpad and check what are some of the things that are installed. Here you see Anaconda Navigator. So click on that. Basically this is the navigator that will give you access to various Anaconda sections and packages and total environment that you can access. The Anaconda Navigator will look something like this, where you can see the already installed set of packages showing you launch button. Okay, and then there will be also some of the packages that will be needed the installation. So it will have install button at the bottom. Now we can go through some of these packages which are already available to us. So one being Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook. So if you want to make use of Python within Python's notebook interface through Jupyter, you can click on launch and it should open one terminal instance calling for your Jupyter, right? And then alternate option is to use Jupyter then space notebook, and that also opens one tab within your browser which opens up the notebook interface like this. Right now when you click on new, it will show you Python's notebook option. Similarly, if you install our kernel, it will also include option for our language here. So this was opening your Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook interface. Now let's go back to Anaconda Navigator, and here you see we also have Qt console. So if we click on this particular console, it will show you, it just gives you access to Python through Qt console option. So it's just a terminal and nothing new about it. And as you can see, this interface will allow you to directly input your content, right? So 2 plus 2, it should output 4. And similarly, you can also call for other packages like importing matplotlib, numpy, and others, right? This is Jupyter's Qt console. You can quit this. Let's go back to, let's see, our Anaconda Navigator, and here is one more thing that we can take a look at, which is spider. So this ID is specific for your, let's say, data science, right? So if you want to use PyCharm instead of this spider, you can do so by clicking on install. They do have one community edition so that you can use. Okay, once spider opens, you can take a look at its features by going through tour, or you can dismiss this window. Left hand side is for your code, right hand side showing you output of your code, and as you can see, it is currently connecting to Python kernel. And here you will also find source to your some of the objects, right? And you can save and do other operations through this particular toolbar. Your default directory is users and then your username. So this is one of the free ID that you get with Anaconda. Let's close this. Right now, next thing, let's go back to Navigator. We have seen Qt console, Jupyter Notebook, then our spider ID. Similarly, we have these two things, which is access to IBM Watson, data lore, and Jupyter Lab, which we have already discussed. Now let's take a look at some of the commands that we can use with Anaconda. So if we go to terminal, right, and if we open, by default we can check which version of Anaconda we are running by typing in conda then / version, and if we enter, you will see the version of Anaconda is 4.10.3. Now we can take a look at few interesting commands, like let's say conda list should show you list of packages that Anaconda has installed for you. So it's a big list, you can go through over, right? Similarly, I can just clear the screen. Right now, let's come to few more commands like conda search, and let's say if numpy is available, so it will search through and show you list of numpy packages and their version, right? Now there is one more command which is updating your conda install with conda update conda. Right now, then finally there is one command that I want to show you, which is, let's say, conda install numpy, right? There is this package that will install the latest 2.10.1 or so, right? So this command particularly will take one package name after conda install. So conda install numpy or conda install matplotlib. That should install the package on your system, right? So it has installed the package. Next thing we can do is we can clear the screen. And now we will take a look at how to create an environment. So there are two ways. One being going through an Anaconda navigator, then click on environment, and here we can create an environment. Here we can name that environment. Let's see if I name r_env, then I mention package for R, right? So the latest being 3.6.1, and then I can click on create. So this is one way that allows you to install environment in Anaconda. Second way being using your terminal, right? So here let's take a look at command conda, then create, then space -n, then r_env, then space r-essentials, right? Then r-base, right? And then if we hit enter, it should download those packages, create the environment, which will be available within Anaconda navigator as well. Now to activate this particular environment, we type in conda activate and r_env, and we hit enter. And also you can see here that you have option for conda deactivate for this environment. So it will be asking you to download JDK. So let's go through that. And here you see within Anaconda navigator you have this R environment added. So let the packages load, and once loaded you can select renv, and then here we have to click on this play button to show us the options. So each time when you want to load, you can go through Anaconda navigator and then environment, and then choose to open notebook interface, or you can open within Python or IPython. So if you want to use Jupyter notebook, you can click on this option. It will continue to ask you for having Java installed, so we will take a look at why so. For now it is not stopping us to open new instance and call for R kernel. So we managed to install our R environment inside Python's Anaconda interface.